What's up, Affordable Armory folks? Today we got another gun review for you. I'm not going to do an unboxing because I've actually had this gun for a little while, but here it is. This is the Keltec Sub2000. This is the Gen 2 version, and it's in 9mm. And this is also the Glock 19 model, so it takes Glock 19 magazines. It's a pretty cool gun. Let's see. It unfolds like that. So there you have it. You got a full-length rifle in 9mm. Pretty cool. Pretty cool that it folds up like that. You can stow it in a backpack, throw it in your trunk, etc., etc. Anyway, so let's get into the review. Alright, so like I said, this is the Keltec Sub2000 Gen 2 Glock 19 model. Now, if you're interested, they do make models of this that use Smith & Wesson magazines. They also make them with the Beretta 92 magazines, and I believe there's a multi-mag version, but those are really rare. So most of the time you'll see the Glock 17s, and then occasionally this one here, the Glock 19. Those are the two most common ones. They also make them in both 9 and 40 caliber. This is obviously a 9mm version. I don't know why anyone would want a 40 cal version, because 40 is dumb. Moving on. Price. Alright, so price and affordability. This thing, I mean, you usually see them for about $400. That's like the highest I would want to pay for it, but you can find them actually for quite a bit less. I've seen them as low as $300, typically around $330, $340 or so when they're running on sales on some of these websites. Maybe they get a bunch of them in. So I would say $350 is probably a good price for this gun if you're looking for a 9mm rifle that folds up. All right, moving on. Capacity. So this is the cool part of this. Like I said, this is a standard Glock 19 magazine. However, just like a Glock, this will accept Glock 17 mags, and it will accept the fun sticks. So getting a rifle like this is a perfect reason to buy a bunch of those fun sticks. They kind of look silly when you put them in a Glock 19 or a Glock 26. I've seen people do it, and it really does look silly. But with a setup like this, a rifle, now you kind of want the high capacity. So yeah, you get this, you load it with your standard magazine here, the Glock 19 magazine, and then keep your fun stick on standby, loaded to capacity, and then you have plenty of ammunition. So accuracy, I'll roll in some footage of me shooting it. I can say that the front sight here, it is adjustable just like your standard AR sights. So if you've got an AR front sight tool, you'll be able to adjust the elevation no problem. And then the windage is just this screw right here. You turn it left, you turn it right. So fairly easy to get it sighted in. And like I said, I'll roll the footage in so you can see me shooting it and see how accurate it is. So today we've got this here rifle. This is the Keltec Sub2000. It's the one that takes the Glock magazines, Glock 19 magazines to be more specific. So it gives me more choices than the Glock 17, for example. This one will take 19 and 17 magazines, and of course the fun sticks. So today we're just going to shoot it, get a feel for it, kind of give you an opinion on what I think about it. All right, here we go. I got the target set up at 25 yards. It's just a zero target, and see how accurate it is. Smoking. Alright, that was 15 rounds. Let's see how well she did. Alright, so we had one flyer there, but overall I'd say that's pretty good. I mean, 25 yards and they're all right in the middle. I mean, that's standing, no bench rest. Not leaning on anything. That's purely standing. I mean, you saw it, it's on the video. I'm not braced or anything. That's just me standing. I put 24 rounds in the middle, one flyer a little bit high. So I'd say good job, Keltec. Yeah, it shoots pretty well. Reliability. Okay. I have not had any issues with this gun. None to speak of. It takes Glock magazines, but I wouldn't say it's Glock reliable. There are some concerns with the gun. That I haven't had any concerns for it, but just to point some things out, you probably can't see it down in there, but right inside there, the feed ramp is actually made out of plastic. So there's a potential for that if it's overused quite a bit, then maybe, I don't know, it might be an issue. Not likely, but there are companies, which I'll get to here in a second, who make replacements for that, so not too big of a concern. I've put various different kinds of ammo through it and not had an issue. I probably wouldn't want to shoot like plus P ammo in it or anything, but I mean your standard, all of your standard 115 grains, 124 grains, they work just fine. It is a blowback style, so keep that in mind. It does have a thread protector, so if you want to toss a suppressor on the front there, you can. I never have because I don't own one, but you can do that. So overall, I'd say it is pretty decently reliable. I have not personally had any issues, but there is potential for there to be issues. There was also a recall, I think last year, on some models. You had to check your serial number to find out. It was either last year or the year before, but they had to replace the barrel, and I don't remember why, but there was something wrong with it. Something the way it was heat treated or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But I didn't own this gun at the time, so this gun is just fine. So reliability, not 100% reliable because it's had a recall and because plastic components and stuff, they may eventually break. But aside from that, pretty good to go. Ergonomics and feel. So ergonomics, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, it doesn't feel bad in my hands, but I mean, these are big clunky squares, and this is super smooth. So, and then you can see when I grip it, because it's the Glock 19, it's kind of short. My pinky it's on there, but it's not all the way on there. And there's no way you can do like an undercut because that's how you take it down. So I don't know. And then this is your magazine release, and it's kind of big and clunky. Your safety is right here, and you actuate that with your finger and or your thumb. So if you're gonna shoot it, kind of do that. All right, wow, now it's unsafe. Push it with your thumb. Now it's on fire. Red means dead. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, I mean, that's not an ideal place for a safety, but it works. It's not terrible. The handguard feels pretty good. It's again that square texturing. It's kind of weird, but I mean, on the underside here, it's just lines, and that's typically where I put my hand when I'm shooting it. You might have seen from the video. It does have these M-lock slots here. Sorry, not M-lock. They're on both sides, and then it has a Picatinny rail on the bottom and on the top. So if you wanted to put like a pistol grip on here or an angled foregrip, you could. And there's also some aftermarket red dot mounts that you can put on here. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Moving on, trigger press and weight. So I'm not going to measure it for you, but I will tell you the trigger press on this thing is squishy. Squishy, squishy, squishy. That is pretty much the only way to describe it. I mean, it feels like you're pressing your finger on a wet sponge, and then eventually you get to a hard spot and it goes click and the gun goes off, bang. So just keep that in mind. Probably not the worst trigger I've ever felt, but it's kind of bad. And it's also made out of plastic. So we'll talk about that again when we get to the next thing here. So, purpose. What in the heck do you do with something like this? Why would you buy this thing? Well, I'll tell you first and foremost because it's fun. I really enjoy shooting this thing. This is actually the second one I've owned, and I sold the first one, which was a Glock 17 version. It had a different thread protector on here. It's kind of neat that this one is nicer. But I sold the thing because I just did not shoot it as much as I thought I would. It was fun, but I just wasn't taking it to the range. So I sold it. Then I had some friends who had one, and they told me about this company called M-Carbo. Now, M-Carbo, if you look them up, makes aftermarket parts for various model guns, including this here gun, the Keltec Sub2000. So, one of the things they make a different trigger. Sweet! They make a metal feed ramp. Sweet! They make a taller front sight. So you don't, I will briefly talk about it, but getting a cheek weld on this thing can kind of suck because it's just a bare tube. They make a taller front sight so that you can kind of put it lower and it doesn't bang into your cheek as much. They also make an extended charging handle. They make a cover for the tube because when it gets cold, this thing gets really freaking cold, and when it gets hot, this thing gets really freaking hot. So they make a cover for it, and that solves that problem. They also make a sling mount that goes right here. And I think that's about it. All of those I plan to purchase in the near future. Oh, one more thing. I mentioned red dot mounts. So, Midwest Industries makes a red dot mount that it attaches to the bottom here, and then when you unfold the gun, so the gun is folded, the red dot would sit right here, and then you turn it and it would stick out, and then you unfold it like so, and then you would turn it into place like that. I probably did not demonstrate that very well because I'm turning air. But anyway, they make a mount that sits actually on the bottom, and then when you unfold it, you fold it around to the top. Pretty cool. But M-Carbo just came out with one that mounts right here, and then it replaces, I believe, all 4 of these screws. It just sits right on the side here, and it's a side mount. So you can keep it folded, and then when you unfold it, you just flip it up. Kind of like those flip to side EOTech 3X magnifiers, if you've ever seen those. Works in a similar fashion. So accessories are coming because I like this gun and I want to upgrade it. That was the whole reason I bought this gun a second time, because I thought it was cool to do upgrades to it. Make it better, make it more fun to shoot. It's already fun to shoot. I've kind of rambled a bit, but back to what we were talking about, purpose. So clearly it's a fun gun. It's a range toy. It's a gun to show your friends. Let them shoot it. They'll have a blast. I can almost guarantee it. All my friends enjoy shooting it. Backpack gun and or truck gun. Absolutely. Think about it. You can fold this thing down like this. Here's a backpack that I just had kind of handy. And then, boom, there you go. You can keep it loaded, pull it out, flip it open, boom, charge it. It's tough to do from this angle, sorry. There you go. And you would be ready to go. I mean, a matter of seconds. So, pretty cool. I would say, backpack gun, trunk gun, truck gun, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely. Range gun, for sure. Fun gun to tinker with? Absolutely. Project gun, you betcha. So what is my overall rating of this gun? Would I buy it again? Well, I already told you I did buy it again because this is the second time I've bought one. So yes, I would buy it. I would recommend it. If you've got the money for one, go get one. Have a blast, especially if you already have a Glock. Because you get the Glock model like this and you already have lots of magazines. So there you have it. That's my review of the Keltec Sub2000 Gen 2. Go out and get you one. I have a lot of fun with mine, and I know you're going to enjoy yours. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. Follow us over on Instagram at Affordable Armory. We're also on Facebook, but I primarily do a lot of my behind-the-scenes stuff and range pictures and stuff like that over on Instagram. And I will also link to posts to videos like this, as well as blog posts through Instagram. So follow us over there, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.